Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone who to rule and teach well. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakathum. Peace and blessings, salutations, as always, to you sincere Akim, Wa'akwath out there listening and learning, keeping the faith and diligence of our Lord Yahushai, noise in this gospel abroad, keeping the faith until the Lord will, all is fulfilled, and we are redeemed. It's the brother Azariah back once more with a lesson through the Spirit going in on quote-unquote white fatigue, all right? And we use, what we'll say so-called white or so-called black because there's no such thing as a white person or a black person, okay? These are just terms that we use because the general population refers to different, races or mainly the Edomites and the Israelites as black and white, all right? But that's nothing more than a fabricated social construct which is used to divide and conquer, okay, and also to add confusion, okay? But so-called white fatigue, which is really Edomite fatigue, all right? The world is tired of you fucking Edomites, man, okay? The whole world is tired of you, man. And this is biblical prophecy being fulfilled because here it is, these goddamn devils, these Edomites, they really trying to make Jake, all right, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, they really trying to make Jake the face of terror. You know what I'm saying? They really trying to make Jake what's wrong with America and what's wrong with the world, man. All right? But when you look at the history, all right, when you look at what these devils are currently doing to this very day, they're literally terrorizing the whole earth. But because they're in the rulership position, they have control of the media, They can pretty much tell people what they can report on and what they can't report on, They be going around strong arming people and telling them, yeah, well, if you bring this out, then we'll cap you pretty much, all right? That's what the fuck these devils do, man. So through their witchcraft and their sorcery, which is their media, their news networks, their biased, websites and articles and things that they put out there, they're able to partially control the narrative. And I say partially because in times past, when the internet didn't exist, these devils had 100% control over the narrative, okay? And that's why they was teaching at one point that, oh, Christopher Columbus came over and that whole bullshit of that story. They ain't tell the truth about it, but they put it out there like, oh, Christopher Columbus came and he discovered America and set it up and it was all good, right? But now the truth then came out about what he really did, okay? And that's why they have now removed Columbus Day as a federal holiday because why? As they say, as the Edomites say, wokeism has destroyed our culture. Okay, well, hey, look, that's nothing more than the Most High exposing you fucking devils to the earth, man. All right, and it's been a long time coming. All right, so I got a few clips, lined up to where, Jake is pretty much going in on these, hypocritical, demonic Edomites, man. Okay, and listen, you Edomites are the problem with the earth. Okay, you're the reason why everything is so messed up. And the day that all you Edomites get destroyed and be taken out the way, that's when the earth is going to be at peace, man. Because you've literally polluted every damn thing. You done polluted the food. You done polluted the air. You done polluted the water. All right? You done polluted the vegetation. This nigga created GMOs. This nigga got a hole in the damn ozone layer, man. Okay? Sea life is dying off at an alarming rate. This nigga chopping down trees like there's no tomorrow. But these are the things in which he's not going to put out there. Okay, these are the things in which he's not going to put to the forefront and say, yeah, well, this is what we're doing. And then on top of that, he's doing all these things and he's trying to make it seem as though it's a good thing. But that's the twisted mind of this devil, man. He can't do right. He wasn't created to do right. He was created to be the wicked. Okay, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. These damn devils, they the ones that run the affairs that goes on the planet Earth, okay? And whoever don't agree with them, then they'll bomb you. They'll set up a coup within your nation, all right? They'll come in with false propaganda, lie on you, okay? The same very thing that they've always done, man. Look at what's happening in Gaza right now. They've pretty much labeled all the people that live in Gaza and Palestine as Hamas. All right? These demons over there blowing up hospitals, man. Okay, blowing up schools. Starving people out. Taking out men, women, children. They don't give a damn. But somehow the so-called black man is the face of terror. You see? Some way, somehow, the so-called Latino migrant is what's wrong with America. All right? The Native American man is the bane of existence. But this nigga is just innocent. He can do no wrong, and he's a damn saint. The fuck out of here, man. But anyway, we gonna slack it for the language, man. But it's just like because the scriptures say that surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Okay, so knowing what we know in the spirit and just the hypocrisy of these goddamn devils, man, it really piss you off in the spirit, But anyway, I ain't gonna ramble on no more, man. I'm gonna play these clips, and Lord willing, this lesson's edifying.
Individuals are actually more likely to be attacked, especially even per capita, by black individuals in this country than neighbors.
So yeah, hold on. So real quick, right? With this dude Charlie Kirk just got capped yesterday. All right, and he was one of the main Edomites. All right, because I didn't even know who he was, but I found out that he was basically one of them Edomites that like to go around and debate things like that. Because I saw a few clips of him, and he was bringing out stats. Okay, these false statistics that these Edomites like to bring out, that black people are 13% of the population, but commit 60% or more of the crime, which that's complete bullshit, man. Okay, number one, we're the majority. Okay, these Edomites, let's not forget that they got a negative birth rate. Okay, so they're dying faster than being born. On top of that, they have an opioid problem, okay, in which many of their youth are offing themselves, ODing on drugs. You see? Then there's another large percentage of them that are moles, that are just not reproducing. So these Edomites are all messed up. You see? The majority of them went and took that sauce. So look, these Edomites are through. They're not the majority. Okay, and especially with this migrant surge that you've had over the past few years, all right? Jake is definitely now the majority. And that's why Esau, now he's demonizing you, because he knows that. All right? Just like how it was back in Egypt, you know what I'm saying, at the time of Moses, man. Okay, Pharaoh saw that the children of Israel, were waxed exceedingly mighty. Okay, and they said, come and let us deal with them wisely, for they are become more and mightier than we. Okay, so that's when Pharaoh came in and he oppressed the Israelites, gave them more work to do, you know what I'm saying, oppressed them to keep them down. But you see what I'm saying? It backfired, because the more the Pharaoh oppressed the Israelites, the more that we reproduced. Okay, so hey, man, as the scriptures say, if Yahweh Bashmel Shai before you, who can be against you? You see? But going back to the point, these are the BS statistics that these devils like to pull out their ass, man. Okay, and this somehow makes them feel good. It justifies their position of putting you Israelites down. Okay, having you in continued poverty. Okay. This is what makes them feel good, and this all goes into their scientific racism, okay, trying to justify Jake's position of being on the bottom due to lack of IQ and all this other BS that they like to do. You see, but this is all the deception of the devil, man. These are all part of his wiles, okay? Because this is how he's able to sway the thinking, the minds of the people to be against you Israelites, okay? Because Esau, he's not going to tell you about all the great things that you did. Okay, Esau damn sure not going to tell you that you're the true Israelites of the Bible. Okay, he told you that you're black. He told you that you're African American, that you're a Latino, that you're a Native American. Okay, he's the one that put these pseudo terms on you to take you away from your heritage, man. This devil is responsible for that. And then he sets it up to where, He set stumbling blocks before Jake. All right. So for example, right? Let's say that let's say that Jake is on a fast, right? This nigga Esau, he'll come knowing that Jake is hungry, knowing that Jake is not, trying to deal with food or nothing like that. This nigga Esau come and put a big ass platter before you, okay? Fresh, smelling good, looking good, everything like that, man. This nigga will set that right in front of you as a temptation, okay? And then if you smell it or get near it or even think about touching it, that's when this nigga come out and point his fingers and see, look, he was about to eat it. But nigga, you set the food right there. Okay? You know I'm on a fast. You know I'm abstaining from food, but you're gonna set a stumbling block before me to just to accuse me. That's what these devils do. All right? So these statistics that these devils have, it's all an accusation against you, Jakes, man. And it shows you who your enemy is. But you have 2/3 of our people, all right, that know that they Israelites, that's still trying to defend these goddamn devils and save them. Okay? These niggas is more worried about Esau's salvation than their own salvation, man. It's beyond me how you can just love your oppressor so damn much. Like it don't make sense, man. But then again, shit like that is not supposed to make sense. Okay? These niggas are bugged out, man. But back
white
to the
individuals
video.
are actually more likely to be attacked, especially even per capita, by black individuals in this.
Let's do this. Charlie Kirk got out here routinely spreading false narratives and false statistics about black people, because that's what these people do. I mean, let's cut the bullshit. He was a white supremacist who hid behind a smug, pompous demeanor while feeding an equally hateful white crowd false statistics and false narratives to amplify their fuel of their hatred of black folks among other groups. And now today, you want everyone to cry a river after his own statistics came back to bite him in the ass or the neck. I don't think so. Stop telling us about black on black crime and start the real conversation about white on white crime. Because we don't need stats to prove that. We see it every day on the news. Exhibit A. You know this was a white man. Exhibit B.
Yeah. And then notice how all this shit is going on, but Esau want to put the incident that happened in Charlotte. He wants to put that at the front page of the news, so to speak, man. You know what I'm saying? He wants to blast that on all the platforms, right? But you got all this shit going on that these Edomites are doing. These niggas shooting up schools. They shooting up just yesterday. Matter of fact, it was 2 school shootings, man. And you know that they was Edomites. You had a U.S. Naval Academy on lockdown. Okay, you got HBCUs that are now talking about locking down, not holding no class or nothing because of what? These Edomites are threatening to come to these schools and do harm. But that's not that's not being blasted like how that one-off incident, which more than likely was set up and fake. Okay, Esau set that shit up, man. But they not putting that out there like how they putting that Charlotte incident out. Oh, black man stabs a blonde hair, blue-eyed, white Ukrainian woman. Okay, that's the narrative that he want to run with. You see, and because these devils are getting exposed at such a high level, now they got to put all these psyops out there, take your mind away from what the fuck they got going on, man. Okay, and that's how these devils do. Whenever the heat started to come down on them, they always use a distraction, a diversion to take your mind away from what the focus was, which is exposing their ass, man. But check it out. This is all of what's been going on within the past month, man. And you not hearing none of this on the news. Check it out.
You know this was a white man. Every single day we are bombarded with more and more stories of white people causing mass death amongst other white people. So please stop telling me about how you're more likely to be killed by a black man than a white man, because that is another bullshit stat. And it's probably the reason you brought on the energy you brought on. I digress.
Yeah, the Most High judged his ass, man. Okay? And he was the same very one that made a statement that says, don't quote me him saying it verbatim, but he pretty much said, even if we have to, have people die or something to that effect to keep or uphold the Second Amendment, then it's worth it. Okay, this is the same devil that said that shit, man. And then not long after, he got capped. All right, and all the hate, you know what I'm saying, all the false stats that he was bringing out, the Most High brought judgment to his ass, man, and in the most horrific way, getting a bullet to the damn neck. And hey, good for that damn devil, man. Okay, because he had it coming in any damn way. All right.
And I ain't
Check
gonna
this
lie,
one
we
out.
gotta start doing something about these people. Y'all heard about the white boy that took the lives of 3 black people a couple days ago and there's no media coverage on it? Look at this, y'all.
Again, look at this, man. These Edomites are literally out here just unaliving left and right. But you don't see this face, okay? And, you know, majority of the time, you don't even see their face, man. But you know it's a goddamn Edomite, but they don't put their face out there, okay? They always want to cover it up. They always want to, you know, fade that shit to the black. But when it's Jake, oh, Jake's face is put out there immediately. They make sure that you see Jake's face, okay? Because why? It's that accusation, man. This devil Esau, he's the accuser of the brethren. And he's always done this, okay? Since the inception of America, since the inception of when he's taken our people in slavery, he's always pointed the finger, always put the blame on you Israelites for everything that's wrong with his rule, okay? When he's the one in power. You see? This nigga is the one in power, man, but somehow you Israelites are the reason why America is tanking. You're the reason why grocery prices are so high. You're the reason why you know, people are losing jobs, right? You're the reason why all the fish are dying in the ocean. It's all because of you Israelites. But this nigga just you know, laid back with his hands up and say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Okay? That's these Edomites, man. But look at what they do. Majority of these violent crimes that are committed, it's not Jake. It's Esau. Okay? It's Esau, man. And this damn devil on the screen went and unalived, all right, 3 people, man. But this ain't on the mainstream media. I'm saying they not putting this shit out there. And furthermore, showing you that Esau, he uses the media as a propaganda tool. Because the real crime that goes on that's done by other Edomites, he's not gonna put himself out there like that. See, he's always gonna use the so-called minority to get his point across. Okay, you need to be kept down because you're the real problem.
Like, man, this happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, bro. Apparently it was no motive at all. Like, just these people are sick, man. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make an excuse calling this a mental illness for this dude too. I can't even say it's fatigue anymore, bro. It's just like a sickness, man. I don't know. And I ain't gonna lie, we gotta start.
This girl's video.
These
See,
damn
them little
Israelites
try
got
usually
to
mind
go,
my
man.
business.
Because as long as they are in the rulership seat, everything is going to continue to suffer, man. Proverbs 29:2 says, "What when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." Okay, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. And the fact that you see the whole of the earth mourning, that shows you who's in power. That it's the wicked. Okay, and that's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And call Lord Yahweh Bashmil Shah that his reign of terror is almost up, man. All right, his reign of terror is coming to an end.
White people have co-opted the word black fatigue to mask racism and say racist and prejudiced tropes about us online. I figured I'd make a video to describe my white fatigue, my white malaise, my white exhaustion. FYP shows you what you're looking for. So if you're saying you're opening TikTok and all you're seeing is brawls and fights of black people, look within. Because why are you searching for us? Why are you monitoring us? You guys have the biggest monitoring spirits of life. If you're so tired of us, just leave us alone. People, I'm tired of white criminals. White people commit 70.
And see, these devils will never leave you, Jace, alone, man. They'll never leave you alone. Number one, because they're obsessed with you. Okay, they always got to know what Jake is on, and he ain't lying, because even when you go on these different social media platforms and stuff like that, yo, any video with Jake, you always see Esau underneath the video making comments, man. Okay, and don't let it be a crime video. Okay, something this you know, Jake shooting up another Jake. They always under there talking about, oh yeah, well, the you know, usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these Edomites really go out of their way to search for what the hell Jake is doing. Okay, because you know, I get it though. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say that we are the salt of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So these Edomites, they can't help themselves, man. You see? They can't help themselves. They have to be involved in what Jay got going on, because these Edomites, they ain't got shit going on, man. You know? Nobody's checking for them. You see? So they have a sick obsession with you Israelites, man. Even though they hate you, they can't stay away from you. Okay? Which, if you hate somebody, you don't want to be around them. You know? You don't even want to see them. You know, you don't want to look at them. But these Edomites, they go out of their way to be in you Israelites' presence, and to always find where you at and what the hell you got going on. Okay? And that's really that envy. Okay? Because these Edomites, they really want to be you. You know what I'm saying? I forget the name of the movie, but it was James Franco, something like the War Report or something. I'm probably getting it wrong, but you know, don't quote me. But the Asian guy, you know, in there, the you know, Moabite dude was like, they hate us because they ain't us. You know what I'm saying? They hate us because they ain't us, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Okay, because these Edomites wish they, you know what I'm saying, that they could have half of you, you know, Jake Steves, man. All right, but they mad because they don't. See? And this is why they always gotta you know, down you, and always gotta, you know, open their mouth about what the hell you got going on. I mean, hell, these Edomites act like black on black crime is affecting white communities. You see? It's not affecting white communities, man. Like, you ain't got Jake going to you know, the burbs, you know what I'm saying, and robbing, you know, Edomites, man. You know, I'm not gonna say that it don't happen. I mean, I'm sure some of that do happen, but it's not to the point where so-called white society is in danger because of so-called black people, man. If anything, Jake is a danger to themselves. Okay, Jake be unaliving other Jakes at a alarming rate. But that's not an Edomite problem. That's, you know, that's an in-house problem, man. You see? But see, really what it is these Edomites, they just want a reason to destroy you. Okay, they just want a reason and to justify why you're in the position that you're in. Because as long as they can do that, they don't have to address their role in why our people are on the bottom. Okay, and as to why they're on top. They don't have to address that. They don't have to address the systematic racism. They don't have to address all of the laws that were pitted against Jake. Okay, they don't have to address all the flooded out towns and all the bombings and all the lynchings and all the race massacres. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to talk about that, as long as they can use their scientific racism to justify why they're on top. Even when you look at the theory of evolution, okay, you got you know, all the races upon the earth, and this nigga says that you came from a damn monkey. All right, this nigga tell you that you came from a monkey, and then you look at the damn chart, the damn monkey go from an ape, then he start walking more upright, and then the nigga turn into of you know, goddamn so-called white man. So out of everybody, right, out of, you know, according to him, evolution, out of all the evolutionary process, this nigga came out on top. The so-called white man came out on top, man. Okay, now this dude is wearing a damn suit and tie and pointing a finger at you, telling you that you're wicked. Ain't that some shit? Man, we gotta get
percent of the crimes and arrests in this country. No such thing as black on black crime. You guys created that to continue to paint us as savages. Meanwhile, you guys are the ones committing all the crime. I'm tired of kids not being safe in school because people are being shot by white boys and girls in school. I'm tired of mass shootings in public places. I'm tired of bombers blowing up races, blowing up buildings. White people killing people. I'm tired of white serial killers. I'm tired of you guys praising white serial killers and then glorifying them by making movies and TV shows. White men committing crime and not going to jail. Stealing money from people's grandparents and stealing money from citizens, and then you give them more and more. I'm tired of you guys causing the conditions for people not to be developed around the world or undeveloped, and then label them as third world countries.
And again, see, Esau's been found out. Okay, Jake is starting to understand that, hold on, wait a minute, all this bullshit propaganda and all of this, oh, you know, third world country, and you know what I'm saying, all this, man, these devils are the cause of it. Like the example I gave earlier, man. Like Jake can be on a fast and Esau set a big ass, plate of food right in front of you, knowing damn well what what I'm saying, what your goal is, man. Okay, and then if you eat, then he points the finger at you. But this nigga caused the conditions in which he made you go off. All right, that's basically what Jake is saying, man. And that's what the scriptures say. Okay, that this devil, set up snares and stumbling blocks, okay, to destroy our people, man. That's how these devils do.
Second world countries and then blame them for the reason that they're not developed, even though you're the reason they're not developed. I'm tired of being exposed to food that's been seasoned with air and imagination because these cows and chickens didn't have to die for no reason. I'm tired of Karens not minding their own business, and then when confronted about the business they didn't mind, then they have white tears, which then cause harm to white bodies, which then predicates police brutality, which you guys are the ones that perpetrate. I'm tired of the fact that your grandparents and your great-grandparents caused the conditions for black people to live in ghettos, black people not to own homes, black people not to have access to education, access to funds and programs, and then blame us for living in the ghetto and then blame.
Exactly, man. Okay, because hey, these devils that have you believe that Jake was always destitute. You know what I'm saying? These devils that have you believe that Jake ain't never done shit, man. All right, that we just a bunch of squabbling idiots. that we don't got no type of talent, we ain't got no skill, we ain't ever did nothing, man. This devil really have you believe that. But when you go back and you check the history, Jake was doing, especially after slavery, man. After slavery, Jake was booming. All right, Jake had motion all over America, man. But then these devils came in and what did they do? They destroyed it all. Okay, go back and look into so-called black towns in the late part of the 1800s, early 1900s, man. Okay, that's when Esau came in, Red Summer 1919, and a little bit after that, destroyed all them towns. Then what did you have after that? Then you had integration, okay, which integration further destroyed the Israelite community morally. Okay, so first he systematically came in and destroyed the wealth out of the so-called black community. All right, then shortly after he brought in the integration, which further destroyed you morally, because now you're under his laws. Okay, now you have to go to his schools where he can indoctrinate you into his false so-called education, okay, which is really all falsehood anyway. All right. Now he can feed you his food and all of that, okay? And also now he can tax your ass, okay? Now you don't have any individual wealth that's in your community. All the money that you make goes back to this devil, man. It was all systematic, all right? So yeah, Esau is the reason, okay, to why our people today really don't have shit, to why we're on the bottom, man. And furthermore than that, I mean, of course, we know that we're under the curses. You know what I'm saying? We are under the curses. So, ultimately it's the Lord that allowed Esau to do that to us. But nonetheless, Esau is not innocent, man. Okay, Esau, the scriptures tell you that he forwarded the affliction. All right? Esau took it too far, man.
Right? Us for the violence that we are subject to and then blame us for the conditions that we live in. Wow. Story after story of teachers having inappropriate relationships with their teenage students. Tired of the white hoods and KKK and the neo-Nazis, some which just got attacked in Ohio because they felt entitled to be openly racist. Really confused and tired about those rock concerts where you guys go ahead and beat each other up, but we're savages. Very savage, uncouth, ghetto behavior. Beating each other up for fun at concerts. Tired of the opioid crisis. I'm tired of white middle-class men.
Hey, that opioid crisis is destroying the Edomites, man. Okay, and that's another thing in which they hide from the mainstream media. And that thing been going on for years. Like, I remember years ago, man, you know what I'm saying, like, pre-pandemic, they was talking about how the opioids were destroying, white youth, okay? So this thing been going on for a long time, and it's only getting worse, you see? So going back to that whole false statistic of, whites are the majority of the population, y'all not the majority, okay? And furthermore, if they were the majority, then Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, under the regime of Joe Biden, he wouldn't have brought in all the migrants, man, because those migrants, they filled in a lot of positions that them Edomites didn't want to do, couldn't do. And now that they getting deported, now these Edomite farmers are out there suffering because they don't got nobody to harvest their crops. Okay, they don't have anybody to come and do their landscaping. All right. So as much as these Edomites hate you Israelites, they need you. Okay, they need you. All right. And you see the aftermath of what happens when you're not around. Okay. These listen, man, these Edomites cannot survive without Jake. Okay. Going back to the very beginning of when these devils came over here, if it wasn't for, Gad, Northern Kingdom, showing these devils how to survive the winter, you know what I'm saying, how to go out there and hunt and, get themselves, furs and shit like that, and how to, build a well-insulated house, and these devils would have died when they first came over here, man. But what did he give them in return? All right? A sword in the damn back, man. A smile to the face and a sword to the back. Okay, that's how these devils operate. You see? So now that you devils are getting your judgment, now you want to cry wolf. Okay, now you want to play the victim. You know what I'm saying? These devils are very good at playing the victim, man. They're very good at crying foul when nothing was done to them. All right, because these devils, they like to throw rocks and hide their hands. Okay, act like they ain't do nothing. But nah, man. Okay, Cain is being found out. Cain is being put on Front Street. And his punishment now, all right, because through the mouth of the prophets, okay, he's now being consumed. Okay, because now Esau really ain't got shit to say. And that's why he about to come down with the sword, because he can no longer uphold his lies that he's built his kingdom on. Everything's falling apart. Everything is unraveling. All right. That's why now he's demonized the word woke, okay, which once upon a time woke was a commendable thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was actually an honorable thing to be woke, man, to be aware, to be awake, okay, to not be stuck inside the goddamn matrix that this devil created, and to actually think outside the box, okay? He has now demonized the word woke to mean something detestable, to mean something that you shouldn't be, all right? Because why? It exposes him at the end of the day. So look, man, as long as we got breath in our lungs and the Most High, give us the power through the Rakah Kadash, through the Holy Spirit, man, we gonna out these goddamn devils, man, because the whole world now, the vibration is starting to change through the vibration of the men of the Lord, okay, by preaching this unadulterated, pure gospel, man, okay, which labels the so-called white man, the Edomite, as the wicked. Okay. So yeah, Esau has been found out, and this is how you know that he pretty much out of there, man. Okay. And these are just a couple clips, but there's way more. All right, there's way more on the internet, and not even just from Jake, but from even other nations going in on so-called white fatigue, man. This thing is rampant on the internet, and this is why Esau getting ready to pretty much clip the internet, man, because it's too much information coming out on this damn devil, of his wicked history, of exposing his rhetoric, okay? And furthermore, you even got other Edomites that are exposing the wicked elite. Okay, so everywhere that you look, Esau is being outed, man. He's being found out, okay? Let's finish this out.
Who are criminals, who all they care about is the bottom line, and they willingly put drugs into the system, which kill kids and which kill college students. Wow. I'm tired of seeing overweight people in my 600-pound life not doing anything with themselves and living off the government. I'm tired of white people being the largest recipients of welfare in this country and DEI programs. I'm tired of the history that you guys created in this country, to the point where my parents are the first people in my family that integrated schools. My parents are the first people in my family that had full rights. Not even my mother. Sorry, my dad was, maybe. And you guys acting like it's not real. That's what I'm tired of. Have a beautiful day, white folk. White people have...
Yeah. So now let's get some scriptures, man. All right? Because now you see that shameful spewing is on the glory of these Edomites, man. And they can no longer hide themselves. This is Habakkuk 2. And let's go down verse 15, Habakkuk 2 and 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what these devils do, right? As the Jake was going into in that video, these devils create the conditions to where you're messed up, right? And then they'll come around and act like they don't know what's going on and point the finger at you and call you a savage and call you a degenerate and call you a thug and all of this, when you're the reason, when these devils are the reason why Jake is like that, okay? So that's this devil putting the bottle to his neighbor and making him drink. Okay, drink of these different philosophies, you know what I'm saying? Drink of these different perverse and wayward lifestyles that are not aligned with the scriptures, man, that are not aligned with Yahweh Bashmel Shai. That's what these devils do. Verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. See that? So now these devils are filled with shame, man. So now it's shame on their glory. They're not being looked at as the pinnacle of civilization no more. You know what I'm saying? They're not being looked at as the wholesome, clean, white man. All right, all that shit is out, man. People are seeing you devils for who you really are. All right? And it's even more profound now through the internet, because everybody pretty much has a voice to, expose the truth, man. All right? So again, Esau has lost control of the narrative, and now he's being shamed for his history, man. And now you have a lot of Edomites speaking out, condemning their history, what I'm saying, pretty much speaking ill of the history of their forefathers. And that's prophesied as well, that the children should complain of an ungodly father. Okay, so you got a lot of that happening as well. And showing you that Satan's house is divided, man. And showing you that these Edomites about to fall. All right, but hey, the scriptures say to let thy foreskin be uncovered, man. So now your shame, you know what I'm saying, your hidden parts are not being exposed to the whole world, Esau. It ain't nothing that you can do about it, because now is the time for you to be revealed as the wicked, as the devil that the Bible speaks of. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. See that? So now the Lord is putting shame on these Edomites' glory, and all they can do is eat it. Okay, that's all they can really do. And that's also why you got them trying to shift the blame, trying to shift the focus. But it's not going to work, man, because the whole world is fixated on you Israelites. So like, not Israelites, on you Edomites, Let's get 2 Thessalonians. All right, because that man of sin, okay, which Esau is the man of sin. 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. See? So the son of perdition goes into destruction. Okay? And when you get what is that? Romans, again, I think it's Romans 9. Romans 9, it tells you about the vessels of wrath, fitted for, let me see, Romans 9. Let's start Romans 9 and 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Okay, now Esau and Jacob came from the same lump. Okay, they were twins and they had the same mother and father. Okay, but it says of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor. The vessel made unto honor was Jacob, right? And another unto dishonor, which was Esau, right? Verse 22, what if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering? And the Lord has indeed been long suffering with these damn devils, man. All the wickedness that they done did, okay? And even all the wickedness that Jake do still don't compare it at all. And like Esau's wickedness is in a whole nother universe, man. All right, no nation on the earth can touch the amount of bloodshed, like the amount of lies, the amount of slander, just the amount of wickedness, period, that these devils have committed, man. Okay, and we ain't even got to talk about all the other nations. I mean, that's crazy too. But even if you just look at what he did to Jake, I mean, god damn, this devil ain't have no mercy, right? willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath, fitted to destruction. You see that? So when it says in 2 Thessalonians, the son of perdition, okay, this is speaking about the Edomites, okay, that they were the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. That means that they were made to be destroyed, man. Okay, they were made to be the wicked. They were made to forward wickedness and evil upon the earth. And when their said lot is fulfilled, the Lord gonna destroy their ass, man. Okay, Job 1:18. Not Job, Obadiah 1:18, Salakia. You know? So that's gonna be the end of these devils, man, because right now the Lord is letting it be known who the real problem is, man. Okay? He, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shemel Shai is exposing the devil before the world so that when he does destroy him, it's going to be well justified. Okay? Verse 4, who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he as God sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay, and this devil did indeed cover the faces of the judges, you know what I'm saying? Made a white Messiah, okay, made the Most High white, the angels white, all the patriarchs, you know what I'm saying, all the figures of the Bible white, okay, and it tells you that they would do that in the book of, I believe that's First Maccabees, you know what I'm saying, where it tells you that the heathen would lay open the book of the law and seek to paint the likeness of their own images. These Edomites are the only nation that's guilty of that, okay? They are the ones that laid open the book of the law, which is the scriptures, okay, because the whole Bible is the book of the law, man. Okay, they laid it open and they painted the likeness of their images to fit what? Their narrative, which is what? Edomite supremacy. Okay? So these devils are guilty of blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Okay, which, hey, you can't repent from that, man. Well, Esau, period, can't repent. So for all you niggas out there that's talking about Esau can be saved and oh, you know, the so-called white man can get salvation, y'all need to stop with that shit, man, because the Lord is going to destroy you niggas, man. Straight up. The Lord going to destroy you niggas if you don't stop teaching that bullshit. Okay? The Lord is not and never was dealing with no damn Edomites. Okay? Goddamn Jake with Stockholm syndrome, man. Shit is crazy. You know? We'll go to Job 20. Get ready to close out. Job chapter 20. And let's see here, Job 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite before a moment. And see, these Edomites, they're the biggest hypocrites on the planet earth, man. Okay? But they're the ones that be quick to point the finger. You know, they're the ones that's quick to want to call somebody out and point out statistics and, you know, bring out the most harshest sentence, you know, for any crime against Jake, man. But when it comes to them, they don't hold themselves accountable for nothing. Okay? Here it is. I mean, you still got Edomites to this day that's lynching Jake. You know what I'm saying? And these things will never make the news. Like when they go to investigate these things, they say, "Oh, it was a suicide," you know, or "Oh, we don't know what happened. It was just a freak accident." You know what I'm saying? But Jake is hanging by a damn noose from a tree. But you don't know what happened though, huh? And see, all these things that you Edomites do in the dark, man, it's all going to be exposed. It's all going to come out. Okay, and that's currently happening right now. You see? But these Edomites are the biggest hypocrites, man. They'll tell you not to steal, but they're the biggest thieves on the whole damn planet. Okay? Like, how the hell does that work, man? You literally going around the royal family of Britain, of Great Britain, right? All of the precious I forget what you call it, like, but all of the, the crowns and certain valuable items that they have, they stole that shit from other nations, man. Okay, mainly from Africa. Okay, different African nations, like pretty much, India, like wherever they went and they colonized, all they did was steal, man. Okay. This nigga, Esau will, call himself the Hawaiian, he'll call himself the Greeks, the Romans, okay? Which that's not even his real identity, man. He stole those identities and appropriated them unto himself, because why? He's a fugitive, man, and he's a vagabond. Okay, going back to Cain, you know what I'm saying? The curse that the Most High put on Cain was that he would be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, meaning that he's a criminal that's wanted for crimes and he is not faced justice for. And being a vagabond means that he don't have a home. You know what I'm saying? He just pretty much wander around the earth, and wherever that he ends up at, he has to change his identity to hide from his crimes, man. Okay, and that's why he has so many different aliases. Okay, so Esau, we know exactly who you are, all right? And now the world is starting to see exactly who you are, man, through the preaching of the gospel. Okay, so the joy of the hypocrite is only before a moment, man. You know what I'm saying? These Edomites are on the way out, and it's about damn time, man, because really the Lord is putting a spirit in the earth that's against these Edomites, and that has a great desire to see them taken down, because life on the earth with these Edomites in the rulership seat is unbearable. Okay, they are cancer in the earth, man. They destroy everything that they touch. You see? Let's close out with Job 18. Right, because hey, the light of these damn devils about to be put out real soon, man. All right, and we can't wait. Job 18 and verse 5, it says, yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. See? So very soon, man, the Lord is going to put out the light. He's going to blow these devil's candles out, man. And they're not going to ever be lit up again. Okay, it's going to stay like that. All right, after they served 1,000 years of hardcore captivity and they paid for all of the wickedness and then some that they did, then the Lord is going to do away with their ass, man. Because why? It's going to be no need for the wicked to exist, because they served their purpose already. Okay, when you read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it tells you that his desire is as hell. All right, that his desire is to pretty much make the earth a living hell, and he's definitely succeeded with that. All right, so this Edomite fatigue, white fatigue, as people say, man, it's all throughout the earth. Okay, all nations are tired of Esau and his little weak ass propaganda campaign of trying to make Jake the face of terror. It's not going to work. All right, it may work against these Edomites out here, but people that's really watching what's going on, they know what the real deal is, man. And the real is that you Edomites are the source of all of the world's problems. All right, so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Call Lord Yahweh Bashmi Oshai, Bashim Rakakadash. Until next time, Shalom to the elect. Come, y'all.